Hi, my name's Riley Woody, and the company I chose for my final project is Buff City Soap. So, a little bit about Buff City. Buff City was founded in 2013 by Brad and Jennifer Killam as a company that began in small operation in Memphis, Texas. Since they've expanded to over 266 locations across the U.S., and this brand is a US brand company. It's not internationalized yet. And they specialize in handcraft, personalized, plant-based personal care products that include laundry detergent, hand soap, lotions, perfumes, body wash, and so much more. Another thing about Buff City is that each store is known for their soap makery, which is where they handcraft their products daily. Using their plant-based ingredients free from harsh chemicals that will not irritate your skin, like parabens and phthalates. Another thing at the soap makery is customers are able to watch the products being made in store, which they are able to customize, and there are over 30 different scents to choose from, as well as special holiday scents and things like that. So where can you find Buff City Soap? A little bit about them. As of April 2025, data sourced from Scrape Hero showed that Buff City Soap operates from their headquarters in Dallas, Texas, with 266 stores in 32 states in the United States. Buff City Soap employees are distributed across various departments all across the U.S., as you can see, including sales, marketing, human resources, finance, operations, and much more. Data shows that they held at approximately 741 employees as of December 2024, and by January 2025, this number had already increased by about 761 employees. So next, we're going to talk about our management approach, or the Buff City Soap's management approach. So Buff City's business model and approach to management reflect modern retail and production concepts with a strong emphasis on experience, local educations, and their brand culture. Some key management attributes and contributions that are relevant to Buff City are decentralized production, localized management, brand culture and employee empowerment, and customer-centric approach. To dive in a little deeper to these, right here under our localized management and decentralized production area, we talk about how we have our local stores and our soap makeries, giving each store its own autonomy and difference. It also supports local economies, provides transparency in production, and gives store manager more ownership and decision-making power. Store level management often handles staffing, inventory, local marketing, and customer engagement strategies as well at these stores. Over here under brand culture and employment empowerment, we talk about how Buff City promotes a fun and creative workspace. They want all of their employees to come together to collaborate, talk about new scents, new designs, better things that they can do to improve their company as a whole. They have a very strong emphasis on team collaboration and promoting open communication and skill development. Over here under the customer-centric approach, we talk about how management focuses on the customer experience, making it customizable and personalized as possible. Many stores offer engaging experiences, as like you could sign up for birthday parties and they do large group works like that. And managers train staff to be productive experts who can guide customers and figure out what they'd like based on their preferences. So continuing over with our management approach, we talk about the scalable franchise model, sustainable practices, and innovation in product development. So Buff City uses a franchise model, which is how they balance their local ownership with their brand consistency. Corporate management provides training, systems, and marketing support to ensure quality across all locations, and franchise owners use strong operational marketing and people management skills in order for the company to succeed. Under sustainable practices, we talk about how Buff City is committed to their clean ingredients transparency, and eco-conscious packaging, which all aligns with modern ethical management practices, especially in the locations that they do put stores in. And as well as managers are tasked with ensuring products meet these standards consistently. Like we talked about earlier, they're being made every day, handmade daily, so you're ensured fresh, new, clean products every day. And then over here on the innovation and product development side, we talk about how they have those new scents. They have seasonal scents and limited edition scents that you could get. Managers are expected to provide customer feedback to corporate for R&D and help pilot new initiatives and ideas. And flexibility and innovation at the store level are encouraged, especially when engaging in local trends and specific customer feedback that we would like to learn from. So next, I have my SWOT analysis, and over here you'll see our strengths. So some strengths that we have is a unique in-store experience. I mean, you can't get it anywhere else. The Soap Makery allows you to pick your scent, watch it all happen, know what ingredients are going into your laundry detergent, as well as strong leadership team. The company has attracted experienced executives from various industries all around to help them with their innovation, marketing, and technology. Again, we have in the strengths, we talk about private equity backing, significant investments from firms like General Atlantic, Crux Capital, and Guideboat Capital have provided the financial resources needed to expand the product and their development. Next, we'll talk about some of the weaknesses they have. So being they are a clean, sustainable product and you're able to personalize them, handmade daily, a weakness with that is going to be high operational costs. In-store manufacturing can cause challenges in upscaling production efficiency. There's also a problem in when online stores come in, dependency on physical retail. Although Buff City does have a growing online presence, the company's business model heavily relies on the physical in-store visits. That's where you're getting the whole experience at. And then next we talk about franchise model risks. The rapid expansion through franchising requires careful selection and training of franchises to maintain brand consistency and quality at all times. Over here under the opportunities, talk about international expansion, product line diversification, and sustainability trends. International expansion would tremendously help their product and their line. Being that they are in other countries like Japan and South Korea, they are missing those revenue streams. As well as product line diversification, they could continue to expand into other products and other lines. And then trends, growing consumer preferences for natural and eco-friendly products align with Buff City's soap plant-based offerings, presenting an opportunity to capitalize off of that part of their business. And then over here under the threats, we talk about the competitive market, the economic downturns, and supply chain disruptions. The personal care and home products industry is highly competitive with established brands and new entrants varying for market share. So there's always new ones. We already know the basics. So what makes this so special? What makes them stand out? Some economic downturns, we talked about the challenges over time that can affect consumer spending and spending on non-essential items, potentially impacting their sales. And then we talk about the supply chain disruptions, which is dependent on specific raw materials and in-store production processes that can be vulnerable during supply chain disruptions. Next, there we go. Next, I have my PESTEL analysis. So for my P for political, I talked about the franchise regulations again, as well as the import and export rules. To follow up on that, if they expand internationally or source ingredients globally, they could be impacted by tariffs, trade agreements, border regulations, things like that. And we talked about the franchise regulations, how it's subject to various local and federal franchising laws, which can always differ by state, which we are all over the United States. So coming over to E, under economic, we have consumer spending and inflations and supply chain cost and private equity backing. So under consumer spending, as a brand in the premium natural category, Buff City could be vulnerable to downturns. When economic downturns happen, consumers could decide that they don't want to spend that extra money on their laundry soap anymore because it's not that important to them. It's not a need. And then under inflation and supply chain, we talked about the rising raw materials and labor costs could impact profitability, especially since products are handcrafted with these plant-based ingredients. And then under private equity backing from firms like General Atlantic provides financial stability for growth even during tougher economic periods. And then under S, for social, we talk about our health-conscious trends, our do-it-yourself and customization culture, and eco-friendly preferences. So for our health-conscious trends, consumers are becoming more aware of what they're putting into their body, what they're putting on their body. They don't want harsh chemicals anymore. They want to know the real deal, what's in it. It needs to be clean. And Buff City aligns with those new trends and wellness movements. As well as under customization culture, we talk about how the Buff City thrives on the make your own experience and tapping into that modern consumer's desires, their specific needs and wants. And eco-friendly preferences, increasing demand for sustainable packaging and cruelty-free products also works in Buff City's advantages. And then over here under our technological area, we talk about our e-commerce and digital expansion, production innovation, and data analytics. So as retail increasingly improves online, Buff City must continue to invest in digital infrastructure to complement its physical locations. Whether that be updating their website, continuing to post ads, things of that sort. And then under production innovation, as they scale using technology to streamline the in-store manufacturing process could help reduce cost and improve consistency. And then data analytics, leveraging customers' data for personalized market inventory management and product development can drive much smarter growth. Over here under environmental, I talked about the sustainable sourcing, how in rising consumer expectations, there's a pressure to ensure that these raw materials are sourced ethically and are sustainably sourced. I also talked about the eco packaging, how continued innovation and biodegradable or refillable packaging can offer a competitive advantage to other brands that don't offer this type of deal. And then again, with local production, their model of making products in-store minimizes transportation emissions, which can be marketed as environmentally responsible. And then under the legal side, we talk about the product safety and labeling, franchise law compliance, and intellectual property. Product safety and labeling must comply with FDA regulations around personal care products, particularly as they expand to diversify into different lines and different products like that. Franchise law compliance, ensuring that they are following these franchise agreements per state and making sure that they are legally sound, is very critical in avoiding any liability cost. And intellectual property, protecting their proprietary receipts, branding, and unique store concept is vital as copycat competitors continue to emerge. Next, we're going to talk about the triple bottom line. So the triple bottom line is the framework that evaluates a company's performance based on the three pillars, which are people, place, or planet, and profit. So under people, I talked about how Buff City has taken several initiatives to support their social responsibilities. a lot of that comes into with community engagement. Company partners with local charities and organizations in order to raise proceeds and support noble causes, and all of that money goes straight towards the charities. As well as workplace and diversity and inclusion. Buff City has a diversity and inclusion rating of 3.1 out of 5 stars based on 191 anonymous employee ratings. This rating reflects the overall commitment to fostering an inclusive and diverse workspace, as well as to bring new ideas and make sure that the team is not biased. Next, under profit, I talked about their expansion, how since 2020, Buff City has had more than quadrupled its store count, expanding all over the U.S. Revenue growth, the company's revenue has seen a substantial increase, with sales soaring from $75,000 in its inaugural year to over $20 million in recent years. And franchising model, Buff City Soap operates primarily through franchising model, with initial investment ranging from $229,000 to $402,000 per location. Next, over here under the planet, I talked about their commitment to the environmental sustainability through all of their different initiatives. I talked about their plant-based ingredients, cruelty-free and ethical sourcing, as well as their eco-friendly practices and packaging. We hit their natural ingredients such as coconut oil, olive oil, essential oils, all avoiding parabens, phosphates, sulfates, and more. This approach benefits not only consumers' skin, but also our planet as a whole. Cruelty-free and ethical sourcing also ensures that our products aren't being sourced unethically, and we are aligning with these eco-conscious consumers and their beliefs. And then under eco-friendly practices, we talk about how they actively seek eco-friendly alternatives in their packaging and production processing, aiming to overall help the planet and have a positive impact on personal care as well. So some of my recommendations to management would be to expand and strengthen digital and omni-channel strategies, and to invest in scalable, sustainable production models. So over here, I talked mostly about how they should launch a subscription box for soaps, bath products, allowing people to get that monthly soap that they need and be able to just have it on go just like that. Takes the hassle out of it, makes it more convenient for everybody involved. I also talked about how they could enhance their personalized online experience using their customers' data, creating certain bundles, what scents they would like best, etc. I also talked about integrating visual customization to mirror their soap makery experience, so people really get the feel and understand what Buff City Soap is. I also think that a great idea for them would be to use influencer partnership and eco-conscious storytelling in order to dominate platforms like TikTok and Instagram, where natural beauty brands arrive, because I think that it would completely dominate this place. And then I talked about why, despite in physical store success, Buff City risks missing out on that border online consumer base that is continuing to increase every single day. And so over here on the invest in scalable, sustainable production models, I talked about how they should introduce centralized micro hubs in regional markets to pre-produce high demand items, allowing stores to focus on the experience products customization. Leverage over eco-friendly automation for basic production steps like batching or mixing to maintain handmade appeal while improving operational efficiency, as well to continue to enhance sustainable packaging and ingredient sourcing, which can also drive marketing campaigns and appeal to the Gen Z and millennial generation. Why Buff City's unique in-store manufacturing experience is a huge differentiator, but it can also be labor intensive and costly as the company upscales. While this model enhances customer engagement, it limits production efficiency and consistency across locations. And then here are the sources that I used for my project, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much.